A birthday betrayal. The candlelight flickered, casting jagged shadows across the restaurant's linen tablecloth, and the clink of wine glasses felt like a gunshot in my chest. I watched my husband, David, smile at the waiter, his charm effortless, his eyes crinkling the way they did when we first met. Tonight was his 35th birthday, a milestone I'd spent weeks planning. Reservations at La Belle Étoile, his favorite Merlot, a leather-bound journal engraved with his initials waiting in my purse. But my hands trembled as I gripped the stem of my glass, the weight of the folded note in my pocket burning like a coal against my thigh. I'd found it this morning, slipped inside his coat. Meet me at the Meridian Hotel, 9 p.m. love, C. The restaurant hummed with life, murmured conversations, the soft scrape of cutlery, the faint jazz curling through the air like smoke. David's laughter broke my trance as he thanked the waiter for the dessert menu. "You're quiet tonight, Elise," he said, his voice warm but edged with something I couldn't place. Concern. Guilt. I forced a smile, my lips tight, and muttered, just savoring the moment. But my mind churned. Who is C? The question clawed at me, relentless, as I replayed every late night at the office, every vague excuse, every glance at his phone he thought I didn't notice. I wanted to be wrong. God, I wanted to be wrong. David was my anchor, steady, kind, the man who'd held my hand through my mother's funeral, who'd laughed with me over burnt pancakes on lazy Sundays. But the note wasn't the first crack in our foundation. There'd been signs, hadn't there? The faint scent of jasmine on his shirt last week, not my perfume. The way he'd started locking his phone. Small things, easily dismissed, until they weren't. I sipped my wine, the bitterness coating my tongue, and watched him cut into his steak, oblivious to the storm brewing across the table. "Everything okay?" he asked again, his fork pausing mid-air. His eyes searched mine, and for a moment, I saw the man I married. But the note pulsed in my pocket, a heartbeat of doubt. I nodded, my throat tight. Perfect, I lied. The word felt like glass in my mouth. I couldn't confront him here, not in this crowded room, not on his birthday. But the need to know was a living thing, clawing up my spine. The waiter brought a chocolate torte, a single candle glowing in its center. David grinned, boyish, and made a wish as the flame sputtered out. "What did you wish for?" I asked, my voice softer than I meant it to be. He reached for my hand, his thumb brushing my knuckles. "For us, Elise. Always for us." The words hit like a punch, and I pulled my hand back, masking it with a laugh. Liar, I thought, but my heart ached to believe him. I excused myself to the restroom, my heels clicking on the polished floor, the note now in my hand. I locked myself in a stall, unfolding it again, as if the words might have changed. Meridian Hotel, 9 p.m. love, C. The handwriting was elegant, deliberate, feminine. My stomach twisted. Was it Claire, his co-worker, who always lingered too long at office parties? Or someone else entirely? I pressed my forehead against the cool stall door, willing my tears to stay down. I had to know. I had to see. Back at the table, I made my decision. "I have a surprise," I said, my voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. David's eyes lit up. "Oh." I leaned in, forcing a playful smile. "After dinner, we're going somewhere special." He tilted his head, intrigued. "Where?" I touched his arm, my fingers cold. "You'll see." The Meridian Hotel was a 20-minute drive, its glass facade gleaming under the city lights. I parked across the street, my heart hammering as I scanned the lobby through the tinted windows. David frowned, confused. "What's this about, Elise?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. My eyes locked on a figure stepping out of a cab, a woman, her auburn hair catching the streetlight, her laugh echoing as she slipped inside. Claire. I knew it was her before I saw her face. "Elise." David's voice was sharp now, urgent. I turned to him, the note crumpled in my fist. "Who's C, David?" My voice broke, raw and jagged. His face paled, his mouth opening, closing, searching for words that didn't come. And then I saw it, the guilt in his eyes, the truth he couldn't hide. I didn't wait for an explanation. I stepped out of the car, the night air biting my skin, and walked toward the hotel. My surprise wasn't the romantic getaway I'd planned. It was this, the moment I'd see my marriage unravel, the moment I'd face the woman who'd stolen my husband's heart. The lobby doors slid open, and Claire's laughter greeted me, a sound that would haunt me forever. But as I stepped inside, my breath caught. Claire wasn't alone. She stood with a man, tall, unfamiliar, his arm around her waist. Not David. My mind reeled, confusion crashing over me like a wave. I turned back to the car, where David sat, his face a mask of fear and relief. The note wasn't his. It never had been. I'd found it in my coat pocket this morning, not his. The betrayal wasn't his, it was mine. And the man in the lobby, the one I'd texted at 9 p.m., was waiting for me.